Uh-oh.
No.
Oh, we're there.
Hey. I could just, you know what? Let me do this to make things easier. Well, actually, all right, that's good, I suppose. All right, so I'm gonna. All right, I don't know. Is it I'm live. Okay. All
Yeah, I
right.
believe you're
So,
live.
hello and welcome, gamers. I'm Colin or colinbolts, and I'm here today to present to you the mightiest of games, Blasto. And I'm here with my good friend. You may have heard of him, Sergeant Silent.
Hello.
So
I may or may not run this game every once in a while.
yeah, he's a man of many talents. Runs a lot of games. Anyways, so I'm gonna pretty much just get right into this. I'm gonna try to let my buddy here do most of the commentary so I can just kind of enjoy the memes. I'm gonna start off by turning off the dialogue because we want to go fast, and I, by random, happen to find out that skipping or turning off the dialogue skip like small cutscenes and stuff, save some time. So good stuff.
It is.
The countdown is gonna be, I guess, because it's, I don't know, we RTA time this, and it just kind of ends at starts at like the end of this cutscene here, but I'll try to like get it somewhat close. So just 3, 2, 1, go. But yeah, all right. Yeah, sorry, we won't be hearing Phil this time, but maybe next time. All right, so 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So yeah. Maybe you want to speak off, or start off speaking about like the movement.
Okay. So you'll notice that he's jumping right now. Jumping in this game is actually slightly faster than walking. I don't know how much time it actually saves, but
it saves an astronomical amount, surprisingly.
Compared to walking everywhere, yeah. So right now he's actually lining up a skip. You're supposed to go hit a button to drop a like red force field that pushes you back and damages you, but you can have Blasto ledge grab and fall backwards on a specific piece of terrain that's actually just high enough where he won't die from falling too far. This game is actually coded so that if you fall a certain scripted distance, you'll just hit the ground and smash. So,
right. So apparently that was a gold.
Nice.
I think I started my timer late.
You didn't do the switch strats either. You didn't climb on and jump over the wall.
Oh, I found out that it's actually slower. I think.
Oh, okay.
Actually, unless if maybe you get the perfect jump, but if you waste even the slightest amount of time setting it up, it's slower. So I want to mention one thing there. I found out by turning or making a movement at the very end of like when you hit a loading zone, so you enter the next thing for a next stage and you turn, it carries out into the next stage, so you set up for the next episode.
Oh, I didn't know that. So right here's another big skip. The intent is once again to hit a series of switches throughout the level. I think you need to hit like 6 and then an exit switch, but they put climbable collision on that door frame, so you can just hop into it and climb over it. So now we're going to try to get through this without dying, depending on how these spike balls behave, because they do a load of damage, and it looks like we are good.
Well,
well, they'll chase you this far.
They can't really say for sure yet. Oh,
okay.
hit a button by accident. Clench.
Oh my god, ledge jump. Huh. That was kind of monka-esque right there, dude. So he actually did a small cycle skip by jumping that gap to grab onto a platform and then skipping another cycle. Normally you're intended to wait for those back and forth platforms to let you cross, but Colin is a madman, and he does that as quick as possible.
Alright, so there's gonna be some more super massive skippage right here.
Yep. So this is another one. As you can see that button on the ground that says 2, you're meant to find a button and press it.
That's really bad.
What happened? Oh no, you missed the Loken burn. So what the Loken burn would have done is it's a grenade, a homing like grenade rocket launcher, and it lets you kill these mailboxes that spawn eyeballs slightly faster. Unfortunately, Blasto didn't ledge grab. His ledge grabbing is kind of finicky, so when he missed it, he died and lost the Loken burn, which is unfortunate, but we're gonna keep going. It's only really useful for sniping a couple enemies with the homing grenades.
Yeah, it wasn't like actually a super duper massive time loss. It is just kind of unfortunate.
So again, here's another sequence break. We're actually going to death abuse on these crushers, and what it's going to do is give you iframes and let you run through them. After you hit 2, you're supposed to run through this whole area, find switch 3, and hit it to backtrack. But instead, because you have so many iframes after being crushed,
it's like insane the amount of iframes you get.
Like you could see what Colin's doing here. He's completely skipping these crushers and going straight to the escape pod. So the story of this game, in case anyone's curious, is you're a space captain and the alien boss has escaped from the 8th dimension, 11th dimension, and returned and set up a base on planet Uranus. So you've been commissioned to go to planet Uranus and kick his butt, aptly named.
Yeah, and I'll have you know, this little alien pest, he is a real bugger. This guy, he's
we will see at the.
Oh man, we'll see. We'll see.
The final boss, we'll see what he does. So this is the first out of bounds in the game per se.
No, dude.
All right, let's see if he gets it. Or well, I'll give him time to get it.
This is annoying.
Ah.
This is supposed to be free, my guy.
Oh no, it's like the second one all over again. Alright, so what we're trying to do is abuse Blasto's ledge grab so that he hops into the water and ledge grabs at the same time, essentially clipping himself out of bounds in an infinite swim state. This is this game's version of air swim. And the way this chapter works, it's actually a non-linear, it's like chapters 4, 5, and 6 are all mashed into one. You're meant to go into this set of ant caves for chapter 5, and then this set of underwater ruins for chapter 6, and hit a bunch of switches in order to open 4, I think, pathways so you could get to the boss of this area.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Instead, we're going to clip into this air swim state, and we're going to fly over the entire level, skipping the boss. It's very important that Colin does not trigger this boss. If he does, he will be soft locked until he does a hard reset.
Really?
Yeah, if you trigger boss Cosba or whatever his name is, you're done. You can't escape that.
I've finished runs after triggering him before.
Did you get out of the swim state?
Yeah.
Huh. Didn't work for me.
I just like swam back over here. Like...
Okay, learn something new. It's so that boulder he's swimming over right there, that gets destroyed when you break the boss or when you finish the boss. So we're swimming over that, and now we need to touch this tar, which puts Blasto out of the swim state into a sink state and land on safe ground, and that skips 3 levels in a row. And now we're heading on into Alienville, and correct me if I'm wrong, this like low transition is really buggy because of what we did, right? Or does it normally like this?
Honestly, I have no idea. I think it's normally like that.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
So, funny story. I was ahead of PB going, coming out of episode 3, but lost a lot of time to that clip, but I'm still technically on PvP.
Nice. Alright, so now we're at Alienville. The goal of this is there's an enemy called the Snarf, and you're supposed to go hit a switch, find a jetpack, do all this skips. Instead, Blasto's sidestepping is really unique and allows Blasto to just kind of clip where he's not supposed to be, and we're gonna jump out of bounds and then fall right back inbounds through where we're supposed to hit a switch to open the exit and leave, because trust me, you do not want to see the Snarf this run.
It's not a warp, it's a load. It's the intended loading zone.
So the reason this category is called Warpless, and I'll explain this because this is just a big maze of jumping and not dying.
Oh, this part is very evil though. No, like
it is evil.
Pray for me right here.
Yeah, everyone. Blasto can decide that ledge right in front of him isn't grabbable, and
there we go.
fall.
All right. And those aliens can also just shoot that platform all over the place. There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Starting at this point, if you see I think red alien, they'll start charging up their guns, and if you see an alien charge its gun, we have to be very careful, because if it hits Blasto, it is a guaranteed headshot, and a headshot one-shots Blasto.
Oh yeah, so you're explaining Warpless versus...
Yeah, so the reason this is called Warpless is because this game actually has a couple secret built-in warps by the developers. It's about a 6-7 minute category, and what you do is you beat every single enemy on the first mission, which usually rewards Blasto a bonus life. But by doing that, you actually unlock the ability to start taking these warps by doing unique things. So in the second level, there's an alien you have to follow to the toilet after completing the first level, and that spawns a invisible platform you can land on, which warps you to that ant cave I mentioned earlier. And then you watch a female that you have to rescue get turned into a chicken, or technically you just need the boss's health to spawn after this happens. And there's another platform you can land on, and that teleports you to a secret
That was really
room.
Sketchy.
You made it though. You're good, man.
No, dude.
Oh no,
This
what's
guy
gonna
is
happen?
so
Oh no,
evil.
don't get headshot. Oh, the headshot. That's
That guy
unfortunate.
likes to get... So these two ledges right here, this ledge coming out, and the one that I was like hype about, are really sketchy, and then that alien is also very evil. This whole area right here is probably the scariest.
Yeah.
This guy can also one-shot you. If he does this ice cannon thing, then you actually see us use in a second here. And if he direct hits you with the ice, or even if you're like mid-health and he hits kind of close to you, it just automatically freezes you, and it's the slowest death animation ever.
Yeah. So to finish the any percent thing, it teleports you to a room with teleporters to every level in the game if you'd like to go to them. But in order to fight that, there's a secret boss that I won't spoil for anyone that you have to fight. But trust me, there's a really cool skip that involves sidestepping. So if anyone wants to check that out, I highly recommend it. World record here is by Colin as well. He's a beast at this game.
Oh, shucks.
What he is doing right now is not easy. If he's scared, I'm also scared. This is not a safe category. You could lose runs like that because of some enemies.
It's going pretty good so far.
It is. It's going really well. We'll see how the consistent clip goes.
The consistent clip.
So we finished
Said no
Spire
one
Maze.
ever.
Spire Maze is the longest level in the game. You'll notice we're in Chapter 9. He's gonna do the same clip he did in the desert. He also took out one of the headshot aliens there, which is very important. He's gonna do the same clip he did in the desert here. This one's a little harder, but we should get it relatively quick. And Colin has a specific lineup for this that he can explain if you'd like. But once he gets,
but I'm on world record pace.
Oh!
Let's go.
Nice, dude. First try. Let's go. All right. So you have to swim a specific route out of bounds, or you'll end up in a spot you don't want to, and the whole game gets really buggy. But remember, we entered this on Chapter 9. We're gonna swim straight to the final boss. Watch what chapter we enter when he enters the throne room, and you'll see just how much content we skipped in this game. And
yeah,
then,
I need a perfect fight though.
do you want me to let you
happen.
concentrate?
No,
or...
I mean you talk,
right.
please, by all means.
All right. So it's gonna pop about now. Suddenly 13. 4 whole chapters of content skipped. And those chapters are long.
Like super long.
So we're actually going to do a very specific setup here. Colin needs to get to a specific spot and then let himself run out of air and start losing health so that he will enter this cutscene and then die in it. Otherwise, the game will soft lock and you'll not be able to finish it. So all this weird stuff is the game not quite sure how to handle Blasto being in a swim state and starting the final boss.
Yeah, and you can't deflood the map otherwise, so we'd pretty much just be swimming around there infinitely.
So there was supposed to be a cutscene there, but you saw boss come up and instantly go down. The reason that happened is because when we turned off dialogue and verbosity, the game just kind of says, oh, okay, no reason to play cutscene, no one can speak.
Did the cutscene ever happen in Warpless beforehand, though? I think it didn't happen beforehand. I think it only affected any percent. But I'm pretty sure.
Don't know.
I'm pretty sure that the reason we get the infinite or the instant transition with the aliens move, dude.
Oh no! Yeah, it might be because you're underwater. It actually tricks the game anyway. I think you're right.
Yeah.
So. You'll notice right now he's using the secondary fire, which is to double tap the circle button, which usually results in you firing a single dose of single fire and is extremely bad button usage, but whatever. That was an excellent first phase. We're gonna hope second phase, the more direct shots he lands on boss screen head, the faster this boss dies. So we're gonna grab invincibility, grab a nuke, and pray that we kill him in somewhere between 3 and 9 shots. Hopefully less than that. Ooh. Alright. The other thing is that when he collected the jetpack and then died earlier, that actually reset the map.
Wow, so close to PB, dude.
Oh, was that a direct hit right at the end? Alright, so time's coming up as soon as this explosion. And time.
I went from plus 16 to plus 6 at the end.
Dude. So, to anyone playing this game casually, that final boss is not a joke. Boss, if you don't know how to fight boss, that you could get there with full lives and he will take you down just like that, and there's no save points anywhere near that fight.
Yeah, that run went incredibly good. I could not be more happy with that.
That was excellent marathon. Boss behaved relatively well.
That was really surprising. He just went left. Yeah, so you saw how he was just going left and right there. There's about a 99.999999% chance that he will just go like up and down, does like one hit, then he just goes all the way on the other side of the screen. And then when he does go left and right, he'll be so far out of the way that you can't actually hit him. Because his pattern is just so weird and finicky.
Yeah. Well, congrats on the run. If you have any questions, obviously that was a very quick run. Feel free to ask in chat. I'm sure someone will be around to answer them for a little bit. We definitely did not explain everything, but we tried.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. If you have any questions or interested in the run, definitely feel free to hit me up because I love this game and it'd be awesome to see more people. There's not very many resources on anything, unfortunately, and also a lot of stuff that I've kind of more recently discovered, especially for any percent, that isn't really anywhere other than in certain videos or PBs or whatever. So yeah, feel free to message me. Thank you Sergeant for the commentary, super awesome dude. Make sure to follow him, he's got some runs later on.
Oh, thank you
too. Thank you Matt and everybody for having me here. Good luck to the rest of the runners.
Leffen.